Hi everyone! Have you ever noticed that your body sometimes does some weird stuff? It would seem that all these sneezes, hiccups, yawns, and other gizmos are completely useless and unnecessary actions. But in fact, they save our lives and protect us from all kinds of dangers literally every day. Today, we're gonna tell you about 10 strange things that our body does to protect itself. So sit back, we begin! Yawn. Oh, this catching yawning. One opens its mouth nearby or at least mentions this phenomenon in conversation and you automatically start to take a deep breath and cover your mouth with a palm. No, don't think that yawning spreads through the air like some germs. Our body specifically starts this protective mechanism, for example, when we work a lot, don't sleep much, experience stress, or constant tension. Thanks to yawning, we get a double dose of oxygen and our brain starts to work better. And yes, if you have never yawned during our story, then you definitely have some secret abilities. Hiccups. Yawning is a short-term process, but you won't get rid of hiccups at once. It often gets us at the most inopportune moment, and then you do lots of things just to stop it. You hold your breath, drink water, start to read magic spells, bend over, jump on one leg. Have you ever wondered why people hiccup? This happens when a person, for example, hastily swallows food in large chunks or simply overeats. As a result, there is irritation of the vagus nerve, closely connected with the stomach and diaphragm. So, if you are caught by an unpleasant and intimidating hiccup, don't be afraid. It's just a signal from the body that you need to eat more carefully. Myoclonic cramps. You know this feeling when you don't stand on a cliff, but lie in a warm bed, already beginning to fall into a dream, and at that very moment the whole body seems to be pierced by an electric current? Muscles in a single moment are reduced so much that you already tosses on the bed. This unpleasant phenomenon is called myoclonic cramp. And yes, as you have probably guessed, it also protects our body. True, in a quite peculiar way. When you start to fall asleep, the respiration rate drops sharply, the pulse slows down slightly, and all muscles relax. And sometimes, the brain mistakes such a state as death. That's why it sends a strong impetus to save its master. Well, so it goes. Sometimes even such a clever thing as the human brain makes mistakes. Shivers. These funny pimples are familiar to everyone. Most often, they appear when we're cold or when we're afraid of something. Sometimes, goosebumps run through the body because of strong emotions. For example, when you listen to your favorite song or watch the final scene of some great movie. But the main function of these funny pimples is to conserve the amount of heat that is released through the skin. That is why, due to the goosebumps, the body is easier to warm up in unfavorable climatic conditions. Stretching. Yes, this is also a kind of mechanism for protecting the body, although we can run it on our own and control it completely. Nevertheless, this simple and habitual process is very important for the normal functioning of our body. Thanks to the stretching, our body prepares for the physical activities that await us during the day. Tears. Probably everyone was told at least once, cry, it helps. And even if it seems strange, this thing really works. Tears can reduce the excitation of the cerebral cortex caused by some sharp pain, for example, by a cut. Thus, our brain is distracted from the pain and it becomes a bit easier for us. Many scientists believe that in stressful situations that are worse than the cut, it helps too. So, don't hesitate to cry if you want. And those who decide to tease you for it, give them the brush off. Sneezing. This mechanism is triggered in our body when too many allergens, microbes, or dust accumulates in the nasal cavity. The nerve endings get irritated and the person sneezes, getting rid of all the excess that was in the nasopharynx. Just imagine, when sneezing, the speed of exhaled air reaches as much as 160 kilometers per hour, and one sneeze contains an average of more than 100,000 bacteria. So, if you haven't sneezed today yet, you can do it right now, just in case. Achoo! Skin wrinkling in the water. Are you familiar with this strange effect when after a long bath, the skin on the fingers and toes becomes wrinkled? Just like the skin of your beloved grandmother? Well, don't be scared. You don't age and don't really rehearse your retirement age. This is just another protective reaction of the body. At the time of appearance of wrinkles on the fingers, the blood outflow, blood vessels contract, and the body volumes decrease in the area of the fingertips. Scientists say that we got this feature in the evolution process, and thanks to it, it's much easier to hold slippery things. Erasing memories. Human memory is a complex system that not only captures and reproduces, but sometimes erases moments. And this isn't bad at all, as you might think. For example, if something very sad or shocking happens, the brain can quietly cut out these images and leave only the pleasant ones instead. For example, furry kittens or a favorite movie. Thanks to this, we can maintain mental health and peace of mind. Blush. Well, confess. When you last blushed. Basically, this happens when a person experiences strong emotions. For example, shame or very intense joy. Such a wow! The blood vessels expand, the blood quickly pours to the face, and the person starts to look like a tomato. By the way, not everyone is embarrassed by their blush, because for some it means perseverance and combat readiness. Well, that's all for today, friends. See you soon!